Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime. Thank you so much for joining me today. I was just looking around, it's not that nice of a day. Happy Monday though. So at the start of a new week, I had a bit of an exciting weekend. We have a couple of rooms available in our house, one of our houses in Swindon. The Swindon market is quite slow right now. There's a lot of properties, a lot of rooms available, and not many people looking for rooms. So we unfortunately had about 3 tenants all move out of the same house, all at about the same time. So we've got a couple of rooms that are empty at the moment. Now these are houses that, our houses in Swindon are houses that we own. So they're not rent-to-rent properties. We actually own these HMOs. So we still have tenants in them, so we're still not making any losses, but we'd like to be making some money from them. So we did have an agent that was trying to help us find tenants for the rooms, but they haven't had much success either. So I decided to take control, and we popped them back on Spare Room, and I've been doing some of the viewings because we don't have anyone else that wants to go down to Swindon. All of our team are here in Oxford. So I went to Swindon on Saturday evening to meet a potential tenant. And it was a really good opportunity because he works for a company that has quite a few contractors and consultants coming through. So luckily he liked the property. It's in a good location for him. The property's in good condition. So he reserved one of the rooms. He also had a friend joining him, so we actually rented out 2 of the rooms on Saturday. They wanted to move in right away, which is a bit difficult for us because we always like to do referencing. But the one thing that did work out is because these tenants are from overseas, that they don't have the entire UK credit history that we normally go through all of the referencing process for. So because there wasn't as much for us to check, so we can't do a credit check, we can't talk to previous landlords, it does make things a bit quicker. We also do all of the referencing in-house, so we don't have another kind of a third party that calls their employer and does all of the checks. My team does that. So we were able to push things through more quickly. So they officially reserved the rooms, I think around 1 o'clock on Sunday. So Sunday afternoon, and we were able to push it through quite quickly from there by contacting their employer just to confirm their employment and their salary, and we were just able to pull together all of the contracts and the information that we needed, get their passports, their work permits, all of that information. And the tenants moved in last night at 6:30, so I popped back down to Swindon last night at 6:30, collected cash from them. We normally also don't take cash. For rent, we take bank transfers, but again, these guys just arrived in the country, so they don't have bank accounts. So I did collect cash from them for their first month's rent and deposit, and we'll set up their transfers once so I took cash for the first payment. And yeah, gave them keys to the room. Well, it turns out one of the tenants, the other tenant that's still living in the property, works at the same company. So it's absolutely perfect. And hopefully we've now, because we've got 3 people from the same company in the one house, we should be able to have a good relationship with that company and hopefully be able to fill other rooms and other properties in the area with employees from that company. So it's all worth it. Again, I just want to say this is the slow time of the year, so if you are trying to rent out rooms at the moment and having any problems, then just keep going. It is going to start picking up. This is the slowest time of the year in most parts of the country. If you can do your planning, try to make sure tenancies don't end right around this time of year, but sometimes there's nothing we can do about it. So some of the things that we've been doing to get more interest and get more viewings booked is we are doing additional advertising on Spare Room. So we've got a normal monthly Spare Room membership so that our ads are always bold, but now we've increased that so it's kind of like pay-per-click advertising. So we're kind of part of the sponsored ads at the very top of the page. Now, other companies are doing that, especially in Swindon, because again, the market is very, very slow there. So we are paying, I think it's about 50 cents or 52 cents is our kind of bid price, and that gets us on kind of the first or second page of the search results. We're doing the same in Oxford for a bit lower of a price because things move a lot more quickly in Oxford. So we've also got our ads on Gumtree and a local in Oxford, a local advertising website. So you should just kind of focus on doing whatever you can to get the word out there. This time of year, because it is slower, you might have to pay a bit more for advertising. I pretty much always recommend that you pay for at least the basic bold advertising on your spare room ads, but sometimes it's worth it just to bump it up, because if we hadn't had that additional advertising on our Swindon ads, we would have never had the viewing on Saturday that resulted in 2 tenants taking rooms right away. So it might not be very fun to pay more, but it's better than having empty rooms. And sometimes we do have a very good process for referencing, but sometimes it's okay to go outside of that process. It's important to still make sure that you're getting a good tenant and that you're referencing them to make sure that you can get as much information on them as possible. It's also important to make sure they're meeting the right to rent checks so that they're okay to live in the UK. But everything else generally can be pushed through quite quickly if you've got tenants that are willing to put in the effort to communicate with you very quickly and provide you all the information you need. So that was an exciting result for me this weekend. I am now going back to work on everything else. So hopefully you have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you again tomorrow.